Welcome to Fun Time with Rorschach Myers. This one should be fun. Hello everybody. I want to explore the question of Michael Myers' mask. Does he get power from his mask? It's a question which I hadn't thought about, so I want to give credit to this dude here, this slightly nervous looking, very serious Scottish man who's got a channel titled, what's it titled? Wolfman's Got Nards. It's some horror movie reference. He's got a 5-minute 35-second video where he's exploring whether or not Michael Myers has got gets his powers from the mask, and I'll play the video and give you my take on the mask powers or not situation as it progresses. So let's go full screen and see what this Scotsman who appears to be terrified of offending anybody has got to say.
Where does Michael Myers get all his power from? Is it his mask? Everybody's a suspect! Coming to get you, Barber.
He's a proper YouTuber. He's got a title and everything. There we go. That's the reference. That's where he got his channel name from. This little fat kid here saying Wolfman's got nards. What movie is that? Let me know in the comments down below.
Before we begin discussing this, I just want to let you all know that I don't think Michael Myers has any powers. So this video is just about what other people are thinking.
Yes, Michael Myers hasn't got any powers. He can just take numerous gunshot wounds and sit up like the Undertaker and not be affected at all.
Now, I know that when you see the title of...
Yes, that was sarcasm. Of course he's got powers. Wasn't he burnt alive, burnt to death, whatever. Burnt quite badly. Definitely burnt. In Halloween 2018. And he made a comeback in 2000. And when was Halloween Kills set? I forget. It was the same night, wasn't it? Anyway, he made a comeback and he didn't appear to be too affected by, being set on fire. So, He's got the power of invulnerability, it appears, when people are trying to dispatch him. This has been a consistent power that he's had in just about all the other movies. It's very hard to kill, is Michael Myers. I would say that's definitely a power. Where does he get the power from? Is it the mask? I'll give you my take as the video progresses.
Of one of my videos, or you see the thumbnail, you automatically think you know what I'm talking about. Well, some people do, and then they start typing down below and they say, "What do you mean you don't know anything about this?" And I'm like, I didn't say that. Maybe you should watch the video before you make that assumption. So yeah,
people do this, by the way, all the time. They look at the title of the video, and then rather than watching the video, they just give their opinion on the title, and they miss what you've actually said in the video. Happened to me. I did a video on a philosopher, Stephen Molly, no platformed. my Stephen Molly no platformed video. Then I did a very provocative title, and then I said something completely different in the video itself, and people just reacted to the title, didn't watch my video. It's kind of annoying, so I can tell, I can get where you're coming from here, dude. It is annoying when people react to the title and not the video.
If you're about to type saying Michael doesn't have any powers, what are you talking about? I agree with you, that's what I think, but please watch the rest of the video.
Invulnerability.
Usually when one of the big YouTubers, or especially in the Halloween YouTube community, if someone big in the Halloween community on YouTube mentions something that they think may have...
There's a Halloween community. Can I please join your community? Do I get a card? Rorschach Myers, member number 5,478. I don't know. I want a card. I want to be part of your lovely community. Then I'll finally understand what community guidelines means on YouTube, because as far as I've been able to ascertain over the years, there isn't really much of a community at all on YouTube. It's just random people saying stuff and disagreeing and misconstruing what each other says, to have a pointless argument about anything.
I tend to get a lot of comments on my videos about what they talked about. And a lot of the comments I've been getting lately...
Well, I'm not leaving a comment on your video. This video is my comments on your video.
Is Michael Myers gets his powers from the mask that he got in 1978. And that's the reason why he had no powers when he was incarcerated for 40 years, because he didn't have the mask. And then when they got the mask back...
How do we know he had no powers? We didn't see what he was up to in those 40 years in jail, did we?
He then got his powers back. Now, it's not just one or two people that said it to me. I'm talking.
And wasn't there like a supernatural presence around Michael Myers when he was without the mask in that open space where all the prisoners were tied up strangely in Halloween 2018? There is a supernatural aura about Michael Myers, and yeah, I'll tell you what I think about the mask as the video progresses.
Maybe 15, 20 people have said this to me, so it got me thinking that maybe a YouTuber has mentioned it, and that's what they think, and their subscribers then came to me and told me this is the fact, because they're also telling me that this is possibly what David Gordon Green is going to incorporate into Halloween Ends.
I hope he doesn't, because that's what they're doing with Mjolnir's the hammer, Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, right? In the Marvel universe, the MCU. Yes, I did say MCU. That's what they're going now. So that's going to go very well for them. The hammer of Thor, Mjolnir, has now become just something that any random person can pick up and then become Thor. They started doing that in the comics. I didn't like it when they did it in the comics, and I'm not going to watch the new Thor movie with a 9-stone middle-aged lady being the epitome of Norse masculinity. It's stupid. Don't want that. Hopefully they don't do it with Michael Myers. Yeah, if for the one reason alone that they're already doing it in the Marvel franchise, don't copy Marvel. You don't want to be copying the MCU. You do want to make money, don't you? Please don't do that in Halloween Ends.
Now, I've looked up some of my favourite Halloween YouTubers, and I've looked up the basic Halloween YouTubers, and I haven't saw anyone mention.
Well, I guess I'm a new Halloween YouTuber.
That they think that Michael is going to get his powers from the mask, or they think that Michael has any powers whatsoever. So I don't know where that information is coming from. If you're watching me and you've heard that, please leave your comments down below. Let me know who said it.
Where did this information come from?
I'm not saying...
We need to investigate it. Get us deer stalkers on a plan, get the pipes going, and do some investigations.
They're wrong, but let me know who said it so I know whose subscribers...
I mean, who cares, where the truth came from? We got more important things to investigate.
Are coming over to me to discuss it with me, because I'd like to know where you get your information from as well. Now, do I think that Michael has any powers? Like I said, no.
Invulnerability.
Do I think that if he has powers, he's getting
Fire.
from the mask? Absolutely not. Because if you've not seen, or you should have seen Halloween 1978,
I have.
He goes into a random hardware store and takes a bunch of stuff, a mask included. Does that mean that if Michael didn't rob that store that night and somebody went in the next day to buy a mask, they're going to have the power that Michael Myers has?
Maybe the mask was calling him.
Most likely not. That story itself...
Because the mask might be possessed by the spirits of Halloween, and it needs an avatar. And that avatar, of course, is Michael Myers. Sacrifices need to be made, and the mask is calling for Michael Myers to stick it on his noggin so he can do his thing. Is that what's going on?
Far-fetched, but to make it work, you would have to make it even more far-fetched. And
no, it's supernatural. That's all. It's a movie.
What you would have to do is have Michael have this maybe radio frequency in the radio tower.
No, it doesn't have to be a scientific explanation in a horror movie.
Call to him to tell him, we've got a mask waiting for you and it's in the hardware store. Quickly, go and get it before anyone else touches it.
Supernatural entity, the spirit of Halloween. That's all you need.
This is it. And that's where he heads to. That's the only explanation you could have that...
apart from what I've just mentioned.
Michael has this mask. Otherwise, he's accidentally, randomly picked up a mask from a hardware store. He already has the supernatural powers without the mask. And what I mean by that is he already escaped...
So what supernatural powers has he got?
The sanitarium once without the mask. He escaped the sanitarium again in 2018 without the mask.
So his supernatural powers help him to escape from things. Why is he missing the fact that Michael Myers dies at the end of every movie and comes back in the next one? That's quite the power, dude.
The extent of Michael's abilities, the mask doesn't make him any stronger. The mask doesn't give him any power. At least that's...
Well, it obviously does, mate.
My opinion. I don't think John Carpenter has mentioned anything about the power of the mask. Maybe metaphorically or theoretically that he feels like because no one can see his face.
How many bullets has Michael Myers taken and then done an Undertaker sit up and just carried on with his rampage? That's definitely a supernatural power.
Feels more invincible. That's more like it. That's more realistic. But that's in Michael Myers' head. That's his approach to what he thinks. It's the same with anyone. You know, if you go into a restaurant or a pub or a bar or even out in the street and
wearing a mask, I have some experience of this. We all have over the last couple of years. Is he going to mention this?
Sing a song in front of everyone. If you're not that
sing a song with a mask on?
Confident, you will get embarrassed. But if you put a mask on and no one knows who you are, you might feel a little bit more confident. That's the extent as to where I think Michael Myers is with his mask.
Michael Myers has got confidence issues, so he needs to put the mask on to do his thing.
I think he still acts like a little child, and I think to wear the mask, internally it protects him and his mind, but the mask, for me, does nothing for Michael Myers' ability. I thought I'd just get that out of the way, guys, because again, I'm getting...
Well, he did murder 2 people in Halloween 2018 without the mask on, didn't they?
Most of the last week, I got a lot of the comments. It's trickling.
And I will give you my take in just a few seconds.
Now, maybe once a week or something, I'm getting...
Well, I think that the mask does for Michael Myers.
But it is interesting, and it is a good discussion after all. But leave your comments down below. Again, if you've heard the comments from anyone, let me know where you heard it from. Also, leave your comments down below and let me know what you think. And remember, what
I'm doing in this video,
I'm saying is just my opinion. Because I don't think that Michael gets his powers from his mask, doesn't mean you shouldn't think it. And also...
Oh, thanks for giving me permission to have a different point of view to you. Is this school?
Doesn't mean that's not what's going to happen in the future. So leave your comments down below, guys. Let me know what you think. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Oh, did he almost smile there? There was a hint of a smile.
And I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
There he tries.
Bye.
He kind of fails. Dude, why so serious? Okay. My take then. I'll give you my take on what do I think the mask is for Michael Myers. Well, a good way of me explaining what I think the mask does for Michael is to use a metaphor of a pro wrestler by the name of Rey Mysterio Jr. Rey Mysterio Jr. Was wearing the mask when he broke out, when he became a big star in ECW. Then he moved to WCW. Obviously, he was wrestling in Mexico as well with the mask. But then he moved to WCW, and WCW being WCW, and someone came up with a terrible idea that Michael Myers, that Rey Mysterio Jr. should take off his mask. And that's what he did. Rey Mysterio Jr. took off his mask for, how long was it, a year or so? And he was still good. He was still Rey Mysterio Jr., but there was something missing. There was something missing about Rey Mysterio Jr. And WWE recognised it was obviously the mask. So what the mask did did for Rey Mysterio Jr. was to help him become the best version of himself, give him that extra edge that he needed to go from the mid card to main event player. And that's why I say the mask with Michael Myers. So Michael Myers doesn't get his power from the mask, but he needs the mask to elevate him to main event status. And I also think that there's something going on with Michael Myers being an avatar of Halloween, a demonic spirit of Halloween, of Samhain, that was explored in Halloween 2, when Michael Myers wrote Samhain in the hospital and in the classroom, that the spirit, the demonic spirit of Halloween is calling for an avatar, and Michael Myers is that avatar. Sacrifices need to be made, and Michael Myers is the perfect man for the job. Sans mask, he could do it. If somebody burnt the mask, I'm sure he could get another mask and still do the job perfectly well. It's just that wearing the mask helps him get into character as the avatar of Samhain, of Halloween, and become the Rey Mysterio Jr. of horror movies, elevates him to the main event. So it's not all about the mask, but the mask is kind of vital, as it was for Rey Mysterio Jr. So that's my take. That's what I think about Michael Myers' mask. But maybe we'll get more explanation in Halloween Ends. Hopefully, like I've already said in the video, and they're not going the Marvel MCU route and doing what they're doing with Thor's hammer, Mjolnir, and just making it just some random or just some object that any random person can pick up and then become that thing. The worst possible ending for Halloween Ends to me would be if Michael Myers' mask is picked up by some 9-stone middle-aged woman, and that's going to become the new Michael Myers. That'd be silly, and it's derivative, yeah, because the MCU is doing it right now, and I'm sure the movie's going to be a massive flop. Okay, so that's my opinion. But what do you lovely other fans, you nerds, think? Please let me know in the comments down below. Thanks for checking out the vid. Please give us a like and a subscribe if you appreciated anything that I came out with over the last 10 minutes or so. My channel's very small at the moment. Hopefully it can grow as the anticipation for Halloween Ends itself grows over the upcoming months, and we're all looking forward to Halloween 2022, aren't we? Where we'll get an end to the best trilogy since Star Wars. Okay guys, cheers, take care, catch you all later, bye.